Okay, one moment.
You want me to start? Let me just start here. Okay.
Okay, and I'd like to thank participants for holding. The call is now live. Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Brian. Welcome to our weekly teleconference with Coach O'Brien. We'll start with an update from Coach.
Okay, just on the injury situation, really it's just a matter of bumps and bruises with most everybody. I would say the one guy that, is day-to-day would be Michael Hull. He's sore. Yesterday, Monday, he was sore. And, we're going to have to watch him in practice and see how he does. But everybody else is just basically normal for, the fourth week of the season. There's no major injuries, so we'll have to keep an eye on that. Couple other things just want to talk about real quick. Saturday is Blue Out Day in Beaver Stadium, and that's a big day, obviously. That's where all proceeds go to PCAR, and that means a lot to our football program, means a lot to our university, and so we encourage everybody to wear blue on that day because, again, like I've said from day one of our commitments here as a football program is to help put an end to that horrible, but horrible thing called child abuse. It's terrible. So we're doing our part on Saturday with that. And then also Saturday is what they call All U Day. So it's a great day for Penn State because all the Commonwealth campuses are invited to the game, and we have a great halftime ceremony for all of them. And we're looking forward to hosting all the students from all the different Commonwealth campuses in Pennsylvania to our game on Saturday. So it's a big day on Saturday, and obviously the biggest part of the day is our very challenging game against Kent State. So with that, I'll open it up to questions.
Okay, we'll start with Rich Garcella in Reading. Rich, go ahead.
Thanks, Jeff. Phil, now that you've had a chance to watch film, how would you assess the defense's performance Saturday night?
Right, well, we did. Rich, we watched it from every angle. We spent a lot of time. We watched it as a staff, both sides of the ball, and special teams. We watched the whole thing, and that's usually what happens when you lose. You try to get together and really, observe both sides of the ball, special teams. We have a lot of good coaches on our staff, and it was a good meeting on Sunday. Defensively, again, it comes down to tackling. We've got to tackle better. And one thing I want to address right off the bat is, because I know somebody's going to ask me this question, and it's obviously, I respect the question, but it has nothing to do with thud. 120 teams in the country all basically practice with thud. Very rare that teams go live anymore, especially if you look at pro football. You're only allowed 17 live practices a year, and that's trickled down to college. What it has to do with is being in better football position, being aligned correctly. I thought we were aligned improperly sometimes, and so those are things we can correct, and we have to do better, and we will do better. We've got a great coaching staff on that side of the ball. We've got really good, tough players, and that will improve. Coverage-wise, we have to stay in coverage. We have to stay on top of our man. We can't let people get behind us, and we're going to work real hard to improve that. Offensively, we did some decent things, but again, if you turn the ball over, if you have line of scrimmage penalties, if you have too many 3-and-outs, and you're in a high-scoring game, you're going to end up on the losing end of that game. I thought special teams-wise, there were some decent things on the kickoff team. I think our kick placement can be better, but we covered it pretty decently considering the type of returner that we had there. I thought it was okay. Punt, we need to punt the ball better, need to be more consistent with punting the ball. But again, I thought our kids gave great effort on it. We almost broke a kickoff return. Gino had about a 40-yarder there that was a really good return, and we have to continue to be more consistent there. And then punt return, we have to continue to stay on our blocks and be better there. But there's a lot of improvement to make. We got a bunch of guys that showed up to work yesterday, and fun group to coach, and they're going to look to improve this week.
Bob Flanders in Harrisburg.
Two questions for you. Could you evaluate the tight end, your tight end Jesse, Adam, and Kyle, both as receivers and in the run game after a month? And I'm just wondering, now that you're at week 4, do you see any new freshmen playing moving forward this year that haven't played yet?
Start with the tight ends, Bob. I think all those guys have played solid for us. Kyle Carter, basically on the fake field goal against Syracuse, he had an offensive lineman land right on his arm, and he almost broke his arm. So he was, pretty banged up really all the way through last week. So, and obviously last week we got him more involved, a little bit more involved, so he's a good player for us, and he'll continue to be more and more involved. Jesse's had a good year. Jesse has improved. These are young players. These are young players. I think Jesse's 19. I think Kyle might have just turned 20. Maybe he's 19. And obviously Adam Brennan is a freshman, and he had probably his best game last week. So those guys will continue to improve, and they work really hard, and just fun group of guys to coach. And then the other question was about, say it again, Bob. What was the other question?
Yeah, now that you're a month in, Bill, you played quite a few true freshmen. Do you see any other freshmen or envision any other freshmen playing? Usually this is around the time where you got to make a decision.
Yeah, you're right. Right now, if you look on the offensive side of the ball, we've played Adam Brenneman, we've played Richie Anderson, and obviously Christian. Right now, I don't see any other freshmen at this point on offense playing. On defense, when you look at the defensive line, right now, I wouldn't see any other, talking about true freshmen that would play right now. I think at linebacker, obviously we've played Brandon Bell, and we'll continue to try to involve him in special teams and things like that. And then in the secondary, we've played Jordan Smith, we've played Anthony Smith. Those guys will continue to play. Other than that, I don't see any other freshmen playing on that side of the ball.
Derek LaVarse from Wilkes-Barre.
Yeah, Bill, you mentioned Geno Lewis on the kick return a little bit ago. What kind of spark did he give you guys there, and what are some of the things that make him a promising returner?
Well, I think on that particular return, he had decent blocking, and what he did on that thing was he made a decision. He didn't stutter step at all. It's funny. I was listening to the radio coming home, and I heard Derek Williams was on this radio show I was listening to, and obviously fantastic player here, great guy, and great kick returner. And he one of the things he said about the kick returner himself is you can't stutter step. You've got to hit it and make one cut and go. And Derek's exactly right. And so on that particular one, that's what Geno did, and that's what we have to continue to develop. Again, the guys need to block a little bit better around him, but there was a lot of improvement on that, and so hopefully that'll continue.
Mark Wogenrich in Allentown.
Would you expect to see Christian Hackenberg completing passes at his I think it's 71% through his first 3 games, and did you, I guess with the sense of the accuracy, how soon did you realize that was going to be an asset with him?
I expect him to complete every pass. I mean, and obviously 70% is a good percentage. I mean, that is good. I think anytime you complete over 70% of your passes, a lot of things are happening well there. He's throwing the ball accurately. The guys are making good catches for him. We're protecting well on those plays. So, it's a team effort. And again, when I call a pass, I don't expect it to be incomplete. That's for sure. I expect it to be completed. So, it's a high standard, and he's done a good job. And he just needs to keep doing what he's doing, just day by day, trying to get better every day. And I told him yesterday, I think if he can eliminate about 6 to 7 mistakes from his game, that he'll keep improving, and he'll help our football team a lot. He's made some really good plays for us, but there's 6 or 7 plays within each game that he needs to really improve on, because in this offense, the quarterback truly is the field general. He runs the show. So, if you can eliminate those mistakes, you're going to really help your team out a lot. He understands that. He's a great kid, fun to coach.
Frank Bodini in York.
Bill, how would you evaluate the play so far of Deion Barnes? Is it important at all? Do you make anything that he doesn't have any tackles for loss or sacks yet, or is that just not a big deal at this point?
No, I think you have to really look at the film closely on that, Frank. I think he's playing with great effort. He's an excellent player. I believe that people are running away from him. I think that people are giving the tackles help and protection with him, and I would too. So we've got to do things to move him around and help him out a little bit, and we will, and we have. But Deion to me is playing well, and I'm glad he's on our team. I can tell you that.
Joe Giuliano, Philadelphia.
Yeah, hi, Bill. You mentioned how confident Christian Hackenberg is, the physical parts of playing quarterback. But how has he grown in confidence in dealing as a leader in the huddle with guys who are 3, 4, 5 years older than you?
Yeah, I think he's improving with that every week. He's a self-confident kid, not in a very. He's just got a really good demeanor. He's sure of himself. He knows that he has good ability. He's a good person. He's a calm guy, which is great for me because I'm not a calm guy. So it's really good. That was the deal. Matt and I last year. Sometimes, obviously we have similar personalities, and Christian is a calm guy, and that's good. And I think the team feeds off of that, and the guys have a lot of confidence in him. Anytime you're completing balls and you're running the offense the way that he is right now, which is pretty decent. Guys around you begin to have confidence, and that helps your whole role on the team too. So he'll continue to improve with that.
Mike Gross in Lancaster.
Hi, Bill. It looked to us like the offensive line it made some steps forward last week and got some more push. Did it look to you that way on film, and what did you see in particular that sort of led to that?
Yeah, you're right, Mike. Our offensive line played their best game and played physical. I thought we pass protected really well. There were the sacks again. I think somebody told me this morning we've given up 8 sacks or whatever. Most of those sacks aren't on the offensive line. It's either holding the ball too long or we don't have a blitz break off or whatever it is. So, I feel like our guys played their best game and they just need to continue from there. They're a great bunch of guys. They're tough. Really a fun group to coach and be around, just like all the position groups are. Really, Mac does a great job with them, and they'll continue to improve.